Hey, what's up here? I'm with Colin Pape from Presearch. So what exactly is Presearch? It's a cryptocurrency project?
Yeah, cryptocurrency project, search engine alternative to Google, enables you to protect your privacy, have more choice over where you search and how you search, and you earn rewards when you run searches through Presearch.
Really nice. I'm a big fan of Brave browser. I also use DuckDuckGo and ExpressVPN.
Nice.
And we've actually I've made some animations about internet privacy and security and
Oh, cool.
how to like cover your tracks a little bit. And
Nice.
if you can go to our channel, The State of Anarchy, on
Okay.
YouTube and just search there. There's a bunch of educational crypto
Awesome.
stuff. Yeah.
Wow, cool. I'll have to check that out.
What's different about this? What makes this better?
So there's a couple different layers to it. I mean, the rewards is the big thing. We're basically, sharing the revenue from the system with the actual users of the platform. So
And there's
majority,
a currency?
yeah, there's a currency pre-token. So every time you search, basically you'll see a little coin flip that gives you a fraction of a token, and you can redeem it for sponsorship ads within the platform, or you can take it outside, sell it for other cryptos.
Nice. So how did these tokens come into circulation? What is the circulating supply, and what is the current value of one token?
Sure. So it's an ERC20 token. It is pre-mined. There's up to 1 billion tokens ultimately. There's about 200 million in circulation right now. A lot of the supply is allocated to rewards. And yeah, basically the price right now is pretty affordable. It's about 2.5 cents. It's been as high as 73 cents for a day on January 6th. And yeah, there's a new advertising platform that is coming out at the end of the month that is probably going to change the paradigm a little bit. We're closing the loop. We've basically just been giving out rewards, getting users. We're up to almost 1 million registered users, 250,000 active users, and yeah, as we launch this new ad platform, basically enabling really solid crypto projects to reach that audience, and they will basically cover the cost of the token rewards going forward. They need to buy them in order to participate, and that kind of closes the loop on the ecosystem, gives the token value.
Do you think that a very successful, potentially successful search engine like Presearch that competes with Brave browser or even Google itself,
Yeah.
And has a really attractive cryptocurrency associated with it and brings the masses in, do you think that, I mean, Ethereum can even handle something like that?
No. We're yeah. I mean, right now, the internal kind of microcredit rewards, those are basically centralized in a database and then can be pulled out to a blockchain. Nothing at this point. We're doing over 2 million queries a day already. Figure that so DuckDuckGo did 9.5 billion queries last year. We launched this, and when it kind of went out to the masses was in May. We've already done 500 million queries. We're on track, like a 1 billion query annual run rate. There's no way that any of the current blockchain technology would handle that level of usage, even Steam blockchain, which is probably the best option at this point. So yeah, we're looking at all the different options. Definitely, plan for the blockchain aspect of it for rewards, as well as for integration within the actual index of the platform is probably going to be blockchain, but it'll be some type of distributed system with a consensus model on it.
So, how big is the team, and what role do you play in this?
I'm the founder. I do everything, but mainly talking to people. And
Is it a one-man team?
No, we got 20 people that are working on it full time. We got about 8 community members that are doing various things, Telegram and whatnot. And yeah, we've made some pretty good progress. Launched the actual search engine. So if you go to Presearch, what it enables you to do is it's basically like a federated search field, if you can think of it that way. So you've got a search field, and then below it you've got all these different icons that you get to customize for all the different resources that you may want to direct your query to. So Presearch Engine is one of them, DuckDuckGo, Google, Etherscan, blockchain.info, domain name lookups, and then you can add in custom resources as well. So I search like our internal company, CRM, customer relationship management platform, and it's basically saving me a huge amount of time. I don't have to bookmark everything, pull up a site, pull up Etherscan, for instance, wait for it to load, find the search field, type it in. I can just type it into my one federated search field, click the Etherscan thing, coin flips, I get my token reward, and it basically completely respects the provider within the ecosystem because we're just directing them actually over to Etherscan. We're not trying to like own the interface for all the searches. So we've got our own engine, and then we've got all these other resources that people can search.
Nice. So what's on the roadmap?
So kind of short term, we're launching a new token marketplace next week that's enabling people to do peer-to-peer buying and selling of their tokens, which is kind of a key necessity for the value transfer from the people who are collecting tokens and then selling them to the advertiser sponsors that need them. Right after that, we just launched week before last a new kind of anti-abuse algorithm that really has been extremely effective so far. The people trying just to game the system, click, click, click to get tokens. We've kind of figured out how to handle that without doing KYC. Anybody else is like doing KYC, even Brave that has their new ad model, but there's KYC involved for that reason. We've done it algorithmically. It's pretty cool. After that, we're launching this new sponsorship platform. So essentially, you run a search, and there's a new browser extension with it as well. So you will be able to use it from Brave now that they've migrated to Chromium. You can use it in Chrome, you use it in Firefox, and basically you run your search, and then you get this kind of animation where you get a coin flip. It says you got another token, and then the coin morphs into the sponsor ad, which would say paid for by Anarchadelphia, and you would be the sponsor. And so we're giving sponsors that attribution of that value transfer. And one of the things that really pisses me off, I'm from Canada, our kind of state or province of Ontario, they run all these fucking ads all the time, and it's like, we're doing all this awesome stuff paid for by the government of Ontario. It's like, fuck you, it's paid for by the people of Ontario. You guys don't have any money, you have our money, and like they're getting attribution for all this stuff that the people are actually doing. And so, we want to make sure that attribution model applies to the actual people funding the platform, which are the sponsors. So doing that, and then a lot of second quarter of the year is going to be internationalization. Spanish language is a really big one. We've got a lot of users in Central and South America. And we've got a mobile app. It's like a voice search app. So it's actually pretty cool. So it's on iOS right now. It's in the App Store. It's just an alpha. But you can basically, so it could run it.
You want to show that?
Yeah, so if I do a query, so if I go Presearch Google Maps for Acapulco. So it heard that I was looking for Google Maps, heard that I said Acapulco, directs my query in, and I can do that into any app. So I can do that into Facebook, I can do that into LinkedIn, Spotify. So it's like a deep search, voice search
That's
app.
terrifying.
Yeah, and the nice thing about it is, so sometimes sometimes you want your search history, right? Because you're running queries all the time. So your search history, you just swipe left, and so there's my search that I just ran. But the nice thing is, this is stored locally. We're not, we don't have access to this. We don't collect any of your searches. So that algorithm thing I talked about, we've done it basically just based on your search activity, and we've basically been able to identify when people are trying to game systems and whatnot, but without storing any information. We don't see your queries. We don't store your queries. We want to make sure that people's privacy is protected. Like, I don't want the fucking responsibility of having everybody's queries in this system. Honestly, that's a huge responsibility. So like, we don't do it. So yeah, we're just pushing that out. And then like long term is the actual search engine. Right now, go-to-market strategy has been try to get consumer adoption, see if we can actually get people to switch off of Google or switch off of DuckDuckGo, which is a massive undertaking. It's been working really well. The token incentive model has been working really well. But the actual search engine over time is what's really exciting. We have a concept where basically it could be a browser plugin or a dedicated browser. as you're searching the web, you would basically be crawling, and then you would be contributing that in kind of this node model into an index, and then that index would basically be crunched by excess data center capacity in a more, industrial strength node type model. And then those participants would get rewarded in pre-token for contributing, and basically we have a model where subject matter experts could contribute and curate collections of information, basically all community ranked everything, and really kind of the core fundamental model is it's all about choice. So Google's kind of like a dumb search engine. It's built for the masses. It is a vanilla search interface. There's really not a whole lot of control over it. It works pretty well for most stuff. Like, it's pretty amazing actually. But what if, for instance, there becomes a project that's, anarchy driven, and they're doing some amazing stuff that has insane economic value. You could, as a user, choose to use their index versus some other index, and basically support their work and ensure that they're getting that attribution and that credit and that value. And so just kind of building out more or less a framework. We don't think that we can do this all centrally at all. This is like build a framework and basically something called a coordination market. So we don't even actually coordinate it. We provide a market where other people can coordinate what actually needs to be done and have the incentive models aligned. So that's kind of long-term vision. That's going to take years, but massive potential to truly disrupt Google. Right now, what we're doing is the exact same as DuckDuckGo. We have we're doing the long tail of search through the Bing API, which is the best that's out there. Microsoft has spent $5 billion on it, and that's kind of how we backfill everything. But we have the ability to basically create these community packages that layer on top of it. It's open source, it's in our GitHub. So like if you go on to presearch.org right now, and so if I run a query for Bitcoin, and this is on our actual search engine, so I would do that. Here's my little coin flip. I got my token. So this is just pulling in from CoinMarketCap API, but it's got kind of this summary view on the top of the search. If I go to this one, it's a currency converter. So if I go 10, sorry Carmen, USD to CAD, and then I hit search. So there we've got that currency conversion happening. That was some guy in Poland, Jeremiah, who built that one. And so you can imagine if there are like thousands or tens of thousands of people who are experts on any little piece of anything, and it's super simple. It's JavaScript and HTML based. You can contribute it. We've got full videos and everything on how to create them and submit them. But you could basically empower all these users who are experts in or passionate users about whatever to create this little awesome summary view that can then get huge traffic, and then ultimately the model is to share with them some of the revenue that's coming through the system. So
nice. Have you considered implementing like a login to the search engine with a hardware wallet? Because that would be very, very attractive, and I think that's something that would be very disruptive.
That's a really interesting concept.
And now the hardware wallets are basically, because like you can't even use it with a phone basically. Like,
right.
You can use it on here, But they're going to go Bluetooth, I believe. They're starting to. So I'm sure software can be developed where you actually have to physically do it. So you have your phone, and then you have your ledger,
idea,
your Bluetooth ledger, and or Trezor, or whatever it is. And you actually, and just verify the transactions with it.
That's a cool idea,
with
man.
Like a Bluetooth,
Right.
Bluetooth hardware wallet. Yeah.
It's a badass idea. It's interesting. I'm gonna write that one down after, if you don't mind.
Yeah, dude, do it. Do it. Hell
cool.
yeah.
Cool. Sweet. Yeah, no, that's a cool idea.
We should collaborate. I really like what you're doing.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate the opportunity.
So where can they find you?
Presearch.org, just like on the shirt.org. You can sign up. Like why we've got so many users, it's like super low barrier to entry. It's just email address and a password. And you can sign up, customize whichever search engines you want to use, and then just search. Once the new browser extension's out at the end of the month, it's going to make it a lot easier. You don't have to actually go to presearch.org. You just go through your browser.
Have you considered any other blockchains?
The Steam blockchain is definitely interesting. There's one that's specific to kind of search and relevance that could be applicable to the actual search engine called Nebulous. That one seems interesting.
How about Lisk?
They're
they're about to have an alpha SDK here that you
Yeah.
might be able to take a look at, which is
That's an interesting
completely
idea.
JavaScript. You're trying to do
Okay.
a browser,
Okay.
and then
Interesting.
they're delegated proof of stake.
Okay.
So, and you can have multiple side chains with interoperability.
Oh,
so
really?
you can put like
Huh.
different functions on,
Interesting.
separate them like shards on
That'd be
Ethereum.
cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then you'd have 101 delegates basically.
Okay.
And then the community would basically invest and vote, and
Huh.
whoever gets voted, anybody can basically nominate themselves as a delegate for a fee.
Interesting.
And then you have this competition for 101 people that are basically supporting Presearch.
Wow.
Developers, graphic designers, promoters, but they actually get a nice chunk of like the inflation or the
Wow.
the blocks that are verified
That sounds pretty
transaction
interesting.
fees, yeah, or rewards. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely
Yeah.
look at that one.
Check it out. I mean, hopefully they can pull it off.
Right.
You know, I know
Sounds
it's
pretty
quite
smart.
quite an undertaking to do something like that, but
Yeah.
if you can build a JavaScript SDK,
Right.
and you're trying to do it right in the browser anyway,
Yeah.
and make a search
Yeah,
engine,
man.
it sounds pretty dope.
I actually didn't realize that. That does sound really well aligned. Handy dude, man.
Yeah, man. Well, check this guy out. I'm definitely gonna look into Presearch.
Awesome. Thanks,
Peace.
Pat. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Take care.
Join the State of Anarchy this September's Harvest Moon in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where this gathering of like minds aims to foster unbreakable relationships between the movement's leading forces, whom teach self-love and ownership, blockchain techno-economics, as well as exposing the Earth's sacred hidden knowledge. So will we see you there? If our content resonates with you, then definitely subscribe to the channel and hit the bell button, otherwise you will not get notified when we drop dope videos like this. Share it, like it, or even dislike it, but let us know why in the comments below. Hook us up with a crypto tip. Check us out on Patreon. Anarchadelphia is going to be sick. Tickets are already selling. First come, first serve, because we can only sell so many unless we get a bigger venue. You can go to anarchadelphia.com to get your tickets at early bird rate right now, or you can just go to the State of Anarchy and go through the shop. We got some dope swag. We're also going to be at Anarcho Vegas, July 19th through 21st. And then we'll be at the Red Pill Expo, June 7th through 9th in Hartford, Connecticut.